Hey, hey, beautiful souls. Happy full moon in Sagittarius, or is it Scorpio? We choose, I feel. Let's just, as I connect, there's a lot going on in the throat chakra. So we're going to, just let me drop this resin here. Yeah, there's a lot going on, clearing through the throat. This is a really big energy that we're sitting within, and I trust that you have been feeling it as well. It's like this elevation, this opportunity for expansion while we have Jupiter in the sign of Cancer for the next year. This elevation and expansion while maintaining stability, stabilizing these energies through our personal experience. So before we get too deep in it, it is a full moon on Whimsical Wednesday. So these messages are really going to be intended to be guided by the child that lives within you and seeks to thrive in this current energetic rise. It's big. It's big. So for those who don't know, my name is lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome to those who are new, and of course, a very warm welcome back to those who have been hanging out and traveling with me for a while. If you resonate with what's being shared here in the energetic exchange, please do hit that subscribe button. Hey, hey, Kiva, happy full moon, sister. How's it going? How is it going? Happy Whimsical Wednesday. Those playful children seeking to get out of us are going to come out, 222 it was there, and guide the way this evening. We are about an hour and 10 minutes away from the rise of the moon today here in my part of the world. Yes, I'm glad to be here too. I had my boy home for a few days. It was lovely. And that's really, I just had a great time being a mom, mothering, and, sent him away with a whole bunch of food, prepared meals, and clean clothes. And, yeah, it was good. So, oh, yes. Yes. Oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness. Give me a second. I do not have a lighter in here. Just 1 second. I'm back. So, since it is the night of the full moon, we are going to talk some astrology, and we're going to chat about some bigger cycles we're in, because I think we always, we think about the moon to the moon, the new moon to the full moon, Monday to Friday, if that's the kind of job you have. There's all these cycles that are much more immediate, if you will. And then we work within these big astrological cycles that are longer transits of planets through signs. And this really has, this is really our guiding force. And this is really where 444, where the spiritual work comes in, right? So let's go. So for questions, Maria Amethyst Salentina, what a lovely handle. What a lovely name. Friday night is Freebie Friday around here. I come live, and this Friday, it's going to be Friday the 13th, the day of the goddess. So there will be live card pulls and a lot of interactive engagement. Tonight, we're going to really connect with the healing vibes and the potential and the opportunity of this current full moon that we're under, and and we're going to work with our inner child as a guide. And so we're going to do an interactive tonight live, as well as, some engagements, but for one-to-one card pulls and questions and stuff like that. Come back Friday Night Live, Day of the Goddess. It's going to be fun. So, and I want to do some singing bowl here too, the throat. So at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting our greatest and highest manifestation at this time, in this lifetime, the experience of heaven on earth via our very own calm central nervous system. And so, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I can't believe we're 6 minutes in. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, there seems to be a lot of clearing and releasing through the throat chakra. So there's something about this moon and the movement of Mercury and Jupiter into the sign of Cancer, Sunday and Monday, respectively. There's something about the throat. Something wants to be heard. It's almost as if the air needs to be cleared. So let's just get I'm just going to go get the throat chakra singing bowl, which is right here. So I don't have far to go, just a reach. So whenever you're tuning in, whether it's for the live or you're catching the replay, I'd encourage you to just take some deep breaths and see what may be here for you. It feels like a releasing of the blocks of abundance. So it's your truth and your voice and the way you carry and speak truth that supports the abundance that's your birthright to flow through into the here and now. It feels like there's a truth within you that wants to be spoken. It's almost like spoken into existence. So perhaps your planetary mission, your soul mission, the reason you're here. So let's get to, that cleared it a bit. Let's get to this full moon, which is rising in about an hour. No doubt you've been feeling it for days. And chances are on Monday you did feel the movement of big, expansive Jupiter into dreamy, watery Cancer, the sign of the home and the family relationships. So there's a whole smorgasbord of energy, and it's ultimately, the ultimate goal is us to harness our current energetic stream of power within the day. So what I was guided to write today, after my son got on the road, I was guided to sit outside. The sun was, the sun was out, and to sit out there. It was 11:11 there. And just tune into the energy. And what came through is full moon, Sag or Scorp. Honor what is sore. You are about to rediscover aspects of divine self of which you are going to adore. Adorned jewel of love in God's crown upon Mother Earth, sweet shining Gaia, ground down. So, as was previously mentioned, we've had Mercury and Jupiter move into the sign of Cancer, and Jupiter is all about expansion, and Jupiter is going to be here for a year. So this isn't an overnight transit or transformation. And as you know, nothing is overnight. If we've still got the breath of life in us, 1212, we are the light, we're still growing, and we're here for this expanded experience. So it's as unsettling, 1221, as unsettling as the time may be, there's also a great excitement in the air. And I just heard again, divine reunion. And to that effect, we have Venus in Taurus. So it's like this loving energy in the third dimension. And it feels like a lot of us are being called to simply honor the pause, honor the movement, honor it all, and answer the call. Because within each of us, we hold all the answers to the call. And it's also the call that rings from within each of us. So, real conundrum here for us on planet Earth, isn't it? We have Mars over there in Leo finishing up its transit through Leo and moving into the sign of Virgo this coming Sunday. So that would be the 15th of June. With Jupiter having moved into the sign of Cancer, it's now squaring Saturn over there in Aries at 2 degrees. 2 degrees. What is this, and the square? So 2 degrees, 2, the master's path of honoring our intuition. And our intuition is getting stronger, and it's growing and growing the more that we honor the inner knowing and the call, and the more that we speak up and use our voice for good. Upliftment. So with this Jupiter Saturn square off, it's the expansion of our consciousness while stabilizing, because we are the fulcrum, right? We're the stabilizing point, we are the balance point, and that's what this whole life is about. Experience balance, pleasure, just really the joys and the sweetness of being alive. And instead, so many are stuck in this on, the karmic wheel of survival, the rat race, if you will. We're being called to return to source, the source within, And through that reestablished connection, we're able to honor what is sore. And perhaps for some, this is the final door, if you will, or the final hurdle that you are overcoming. And it feels like through the summer, the inner waters start running in a more harmonious way. And that's not to say that the external is not going to be crazy. The external is going to be like cray cray. Mark my words, it's going to get crazier than it's already been. And I mean, that's saying a lot, right? So hold on to your hat, perhaps tie it under your chin. So I was guided to write, return to source within, of course, the waters of life. We are love's light. So with Neptune and Saturn in Aries, they are going to be retrograding back into Pisces, and then they will come through back into Aries in February of 2026. So again, this to encourage at that time, once again, more stability through the channel of light that is you and me. The last time these two were together, Saturn and Neptune, was in 1989. Were you alive in 89? I was 19. What were you doing in 1989? What was happening in the world in 1989 is we were introduced to the World Wide Web. This interconnective pathway system, all these, these energetic connections that connected us, 1717, that connected us on this earthly plane, if you will, to one another, regardless of where we reside on Mother Gaia. And it feels like at this time, what we're being called to do. So the World Wide Web, what's bigger than the World Wide Web? The web of consciousness through which we each are here living and breathing, because we are eternal souls, and our eternal soul currently exists in the multidimensional realms. And we, as the human, HUEMAN, are the anchor here in this realm, and it's our connection to nature. Because what we're seeing with this worldwide everything these days, the World Wide Web has really become a tool of control and manipulation. And it's really, in order for us to elevate, it's like this information highway. And most of the information is garbage. It's garbage. It's not true. You know better what's right and true for you just by simply tuning in to nature. And yet so many of us, don't have time or don't make the time for nature. And why is that? So with this Mercury, or with this Saturn and Neptune retrograde into Pisces, it feels like this is more of awakening, an awakening of sorts to the universal consciousness. Asking the big questions like, who are we and why are we here? Who are we and why are we here? And it feels like it may take us the entire summer to become clear on that. And that may be because we need to see more cray-cray in the external world in order to get that critical mass to pay attention to what is who they actually are. And we make a choice, right? We make a choice to be sovereign and divine and honor the free will choice that is guided from inside of our experience, or we can choose, and many do, 2002 there on the clock, we can choose to have some external force guide. And so, how do we get to the inner guide? Well, through the daily practices of meditation, movement, and really seeking to extract the pleasure and sweetness out of life through interconnection with others. And so it feels like I just heard like summer lovers, the summer of love, or, so whatever that means. And perhaps it's just us loving up on ourselves this summer. What does it mean to you? What does it mean? What does it mean to be human? What's the whole point? And again, this is, a big question, an expansive question to which each of us, each of us are being called to answer. And each of us have choices to make based on what that answer is to us. What is the point of being human? Why are we here? So we've also, with this Jupiter and Saturn square, we also had a Jupiter. The last time Jupiter and Saturn came together was back in 2020. What was going on in the world in 2020? It was the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto conjunct in 2020. Hadn't happened in thousands of years. What was going on down here in the world at that time? That's what was going on up in the sky. What was going on down here? Masking, social distancing, a whole reconfiguration of like the family unit and social versus personal responsibility, the will of the collective, the ego, right? The imposition of will upon others. We're moving away from that energy now. We're moving away. Thank goodness. Jupiter and Saturn are moving away from that 90-degree connection. So, and also in 2020, it's true, it's sad but true, but there was a movement away from one another at that time. And from my personal perspective, it was intentional. This intentional divide and conquer. Fear is a big motivator for many, many people, right? Fear. Oh, someone else knows better for me what's right for me. Fear, the fear mongering was taking place on the lie vision, the televised lies. So we're at this time where we're moving into unity and being unified to 3. Lots of we're all receiving our signs. We're all being showed our intuition is on point and heightened at this time. And there is a gateway of opportunity by asking some simple questions. Why are we here? What is the purpose of being human? And what is our truth, shared and unique, based on our experience? And our experience forms our perspective. And we're coming, we've got Jupiter and Mercury there in Cancer, waiting for the sun to arrive. And the sun's going to arrive there, beckoning, hearkening the solstice, which is a turning point. And the question we're being guided to ask at this turning point is, why are we here? And I believe the reason that we're here is because Gaia, the mother, has called us to be here as the seeds of light, as the seeds of consciousness, to move beyond our trauma and fright and to allow ourselves to sprout and grow and flow into this life of delight. We are a thread within the cosmic web of expanded intelligence, expanded consciousness, beyond the wide web. We are a part of the universal web. We are the golden threads. And we are also the wild things and the wild cards. So I would encourage you to trust your heart. We've been given a blank slate, and we are here to co-create co-create with the divine via our pathway of service. We're being asked, we're blank slate, highest stakes. It's time for us to consecrate that which is holy in this life. And if you know me, you know that it's everything. It's everything. Consecrate holiness. You are your royal divineness. Glory to the highest. Born for this. Live your bliss. Faith and hope support your soul's growth. So that's what I got for the full moon. That was in sitting outside for 45 minutes or so and just tuning in. And that's what came through. So I trust that something there resonated with you. And this card flipped on the ground. The Tower. Yeah, we're in this Tower energy. And we are the ones here to restore integrity, restore righteousness, use our voice. Thankfully, my voice has cleared up. The convid has cleared up since the start of this connection. And it's really important to whatever is taking place, whatever's falling away, just to graciously, release your hold on it. Don't hold so tight to what the divine may be trying to remove from your life. Oh, they're asking. So this is collective. And then for the interactive component tonight, and again, these are messages from the child that resides inside. The choices tonight are carnelian or labradorite. Carnelian or labradorite for the interactive component. This is just the collective energy to this point. Oh, and it's beautiful. And so as this tower is falling, as what may seem as, the world's gone crazy, or gone to hell in a handbasket, it really hasn't. It really hasn't. You are the one who is here to restore integrity. And it may, I just heard, get a little lazy. Enjoy the lazy, hazy days of summer. Plant your feet on the ground more. As much as you sit in front of your television or a screen, spend time out in nature, exploring, being, experiencing wonder again. Let the tower fall, let the ship sink, because there's new ships coming in. We are the ships of light. And we're supported by the realms of light. And we're here to elevate through the discomfort, because 5 is a very uncomfortable number, because it's all about change. And change is uncomfortable, right? And big changes are taking place in the world, and we're feeling them in our little bodies, right? We're feeling it. And we're being called to hold this higher frequency and stabilize. And so in order to stabilize, we need to slow down within it, because everything seems to be picking up. like we're at January, we're June 11th. We're June 11th. Like, where is this Gregorian year going? It's speeding by. And yet, we're only in the second season of the true year, right? And this is the season of growth. We've planted seeds, we've been clearing away, we're still clearing whatever it is we've got to clear, but based on how we're feeling. And, I just heard the end is near, like the end of the struggle. You hear the horn, the train's horn? Life is chugging by. Are you prepared now to see with your inner eye beyond what has been sold as truth, that is nothing more than lies? And it's up to you and I, each one of us in our own experience, to stabilize via the discomfort and move beyond the lies that have been fed to us, sold to us, told to us, and the ones that we've told ourselves as well. Because we're not free of responsibility in all of this, right? Because we make choices and decisions along the way for ourselves. 3131. Let's run and have some more fun. We got a number 11 here. Beam up your vibration, open to your star family, your galactic connections. You're open to the stream of consciousness that is the cosmic web, the universal web, right? The causal body of God, elevating. And many of you who are connecting with these messages have done the elevating, and it feels like for some there's the instability as you're trying to gain, like there's the uncertainty as you're trying to gain the stability of holding this higher. I just heard a higher elevation. So elevation, when we move up on the mountain, we elevate. And so it feels like that has happened. And keep going. Sister, friend, teacher, infinite, universal love. Yeah. So many of us are here in this watery tower moment. Gemini season, we're almost coming. Well, we're getting closer to the end of it, another week or so to go. And so work with the energy of this moon and Mercury and Jupiter and all of it. Just show up for it. Show up for yourself. Interactive, carnelian and labradorite. Carnelian and labradorite. So these are messages from the child that lives within for, wow, those tuned in. And these messages are timeless and eternal. So I trust that whenever you come across them, there will be something here that resonates with and feels really supportive to you. So thanks for showing up and thanks for receiving. And please do let me know in the comments down below in the live chat how these messages resonate. Hit that thumbs up. Introduce yourself, because we're in this together. Different ships, different boats, different tower moments, and yet working within the same universal consciousness as the golden threads of light, here for a life of delight. So we're going to start with carnelian, and it's my favorite carnelian heart here. And so for those of you who are guided to carnelian, this moon is really supporting some big emotional releases for you, some emotional healing. And it really feels like a new depth of feeling that you haven't experienced before. And I'm hearing you are adored by that little you that lives within. And within you, and via, look, we've got the 5 again. Uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. And yet you are being guided to make some changes by simply really listening to like the earliest part of yourself, as far back as you can go. And I feel like it's nature. Are you kidding me right now? Another 5. It's nature that guides you back to these like really magical connections with the elemental realms, it feels. And by going back there, you are going to discover an aspect of yourself that you disowned or let go of or forgot about a long time ago. And by the re-established connection with this part of yourself, the wisdom begins to flow in a new way. And yet, it's uncomfortable. There's no denying that. It is uncomfortable. It's moody. It's perhaps for some, it's like scary to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to look there. I don't want to feel. That's a part of the deal, the secret, a sacred deal that you are here for, to open to consecrate the sacredness, the holiness in the day to day through this really finely tuned connection to nature. Pay attention to the signs, attune to nature's signs to find your way, follow your heart. And then you got the synchronicity card. Honor divine truth, opportunities and divine timing, open to change, divine outcomes. It's always divine timing. Change is slow, right? These transformations are slow. They take time. They take time in order for us to see the growth. And it's all about the soul's growth in the human that knows, and I feel like that's a first step for the shift of consciousness, is the acknowledgement that we are here in service to our eternal soul, because we are more than human, right? What is the point of the human experience? Is it what we've experienced and what we're experiencing? Or is there something more? Is there a greater purpose? There's got to be. Light language, the language of love. So 2 5s and then 2 6s, flipping the script. Sacred service, the divine path of service, honoring the vessel in the earthly that is you, honoring the hermit, the feelings, the emotional. We're in the 6th month now at the time of this live. The language of love is alive within you and really wants to support your thrive. And so I feel like you may have unique and special gifts that via your connection to nature, via your willingness to change, via your willingness to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you're receiving, the gifts come through and you elevate. And not only is it an elevation for you, whatever the work is, the spiritual work is that you're here to do, supports the elevation of others, expansion. So this Jupiter in Cancer for the next year is a big opportunity for your soul's growth in the here and now. Universal language of oneness, of love. Listen with your heart. Get out to nature, pay attention, get out to nature, daytime, nighttime, look up at the stars. There's something, ancient wisdom, beating heart, beyond the traditional movement, beyond the traditional, via the unconventional. path of the heart. You deserve so much more. So, for those of you guided to carnelian, I trust that that message resonated. Please do let me know if it did. And perhaps working with some carnelian is going to be supportive to you at this time as you move through these emotional changes and transformations. And if you were guided to labradorite, it feels like you're here to give birth to something new. And we have the Hanged Man here, limbo. But you are in this limbo state. We all kind of are right now. The pause, the out breath, if you will. Oh my gosh, look at these cards. 3 major arcana: the Star, the Hanged Man, and the World. Trusting your intuition. It's like you have put yourself in this space of pause. It feels like you are honoring your heart. You're keeping the hope, keeping the faith. Didn't I write something? I wrote something today about faith and hope. I read it, didn't I? I read it. Faith and hope support soul's growth. Faith and hope support soul's growth. And so it's like you're honoring the pause. You're honoring, it's like before the next contraction comes. If you've ever given birth, you'll know before the next contraction comes and you give it a gentle push or, perhaps a forceful push to get that child out, to get that dream out, to get that idea manifest in the third dimension. And this limbo time is a time of healing. Again, emotional healing, honoring your feelings, honoring the pause as we wrap up this cycle. As you wrap up this cycle, it's a big cycle because there's 3 major arcanas there. And then from the Lemurian Starchild, sharing space, again, telepathy, co-creation, communing, honoring. And I will let you in on something in just a sec here. Essences and energies, attuned to subtle energies, balance, frequency holders, everything that's already been shared here. Now, labradorite, although it's blue, and we would connect blue predominantly to the throat, which was having some trouble earlier in this live stream, the throat chakra, it seems to have cleared quite a bit, thankfully. When I was creating my first oracle deck, Everyday Wisdom, labradorite wanted to be worked on in the sacral chakra, the space between the hips, which is also where carnelian resonates. The color orange is the color of that space between the hips. Labradorite wanted to be worked with there. And what I discovered through honoring that inner guidance was that it opened up some past life pathways and the opportunity for clearing. Do you see that stutter there? Clearing. Just a sec. Clearing and reestablishing connections, accessing ancient, wisdom or medicine that is supportive to us. So that may be another thing for you, those who were guided to labradorite, to work with it also in your sacral chakra and see if that is supportive to you as you open to these new, more subtle energies, guided by your soul, attuning to these higher frequencies, because you are a space holder, a placeholder, one who is here to stabilize the frequency that is on the rise. Telepathy. We've been talking about that for a few days here on this channel. I mean, I know I haven't been live in a couple of days or a few days, Recently, though, we've really talked about this telepathy. I believe I asked everyone, are you feeling more telepathic? Are you feeling your pathways of communication opening? And holding space feels to go so beautifully with the card from that we got for all of us here, which is, or no, the carnelian, the light language and the share space, holding space, sharing space. And via our stability, via your stability, lifting others. We have 6, if we include the 2 6s from carnelian, we now have no, I'm getting myself all confused here. No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. 6. Oh, no, we don't. Okay. I'm losing it, crew. I'm losing it. So, yeah, tuning in, taking the time. And tonight, if you're whenever you're catching this, really harnessing the energy of the time. Right now, we've got this full moon going on again. The movements of Mercury and Jupiter into the sign of Cancer, holding space there for the sun to arrive with the solstice on the 20th, changing of seasons, shifting of guard, changing of the guard, if you will, honoring more deeply your heart. Otherwise, what's the point of being human? Why are we here? Why are we here? We're here to honor our intuition. We're here to honor that which is divine, which is each and every one of us. They forgot to tell us. They forgot to tell us. I'm telling you, we're here to honor one another. We're not here to perpetuate this energy of harm. This is a new beginning. And it's by your healing walk with your very own heart, by your ability to honor your inner knowing, you're really going to have a tremendous impact on the world in really positive and uplifting ways. And, the world's going to want to hear, there's going to be plenty of people who want to hear, who need to hear what it is that you have to say, what you have to share, the gifts that you have to share with the world. That goes for everybody. The first, everybody who's guided to this channel and resonates in any way, shape, or form, you are here to transform through your own painful experience, your return to wholeness, your return to source. And then you are meant to take your message, your gifts, your craft out there into the world and support the elevation of humanity, HUEMAN, because they need our help. They need our help. The medicine that you came with is what is needed in the world at this time. Oh, each of us born to shine, each of us children divine, having a tower moment at any moment in time, plenty of tower moments. And look at this, you've survived. And now, this summer, like I said, there feels to be a message for all of us to just take it easy. Take it easy. More support. There's been a lot. There's, yeah, exactly. Holding hands, walking one another home to the heart. And that's the best, the best teachers of the world, the best healers out there are living examples of walking softly with their own heart and holding space for others to walk home to their heart and to guide others to their heart, because we're each uniquely powerful and incredibly gifted. If we could just get over ourselves, get over our own bullshit, get over our own insecurities and just get on with it. Just get on with it. Honestly, just get on with it. Say what you have to say and do no harm, right? That's a big component of this shift, is do no harm. Sit with it. Sit with it. We're not here to perpetuate. And this transit of Jupiter through the sign of Cancer for the next year is all about our expansion as we move towards this new beginning, this Wheel of Fortune energy, right? The wheel of destiny and fate has turned in our favor. If we choose, right back to the full moon energy, Sagittarius or Scorpio, we choose. It's time to honor and heal what feels sore within you, because you are worth so much more. You are here for so much more. Home to source. And what is source? It is the living, moving, flowing waters within you, within each of us. And where are the waters within us? That sacral chakra, that emotional center in our body, the space between our hips. And it's within this space that so much harm has been done and perpetuates until we not extricate ourselves from the World Wide Web, right? Not extricate ourselves, because we're here on Mother Earth to have this earthly experience in the third dimensional realms. It's to elevate ourselves and stabilize the higher frequency beyond the lies, the frequencies of divine truth. And so in order to do that, we have to navigate and move through. We don't want to continue to partake in causing wounds or causing wounds, inflicting wounds upon the other. All of us have had enough. We don't need any more pain. We don't need any more sorrow and sadness. Although, to be human, we will experience pain, right? We will experience sadness and grief, because, that is a part of the human experience. It's human, Hueman. It's not meant to consume us. It's not meant to overtake us and overpower us. Perhaps that was the intent of the World Wide Web that, came to life in 1989 at the time of Saturn and Neptune together. And they are again now. We are expanding beyond the World Wide Web. We are expanding into the higher dimensional web, the consciousness, the causal body of God, of source, loving. We are here. If you're watching this, you are here to support the elevation. You are not here to perpetuate the destruction, the deception, the lies that have stunted the development, the abundantly co-creative development of all of us, modern day mystics, wisdom keepers, teachers, artists, healers, however you want to identify. Just live your best life and don't impose your will on another dear soul. We each have free will that resides up there in the solar plexus. And we're going to be getting more into that solar plexus as we move through the solstice, as the sun moves into Cancer, highlighting perhaps some of the emotional waters, some of the stuff that we've held back, tide water, if you will. So as the sun moves into Cancer, we may experience a bit of a high tide of emotions rising up from inside. This is a good thing. You're not here to backslide. You're here to switch and transform and stabilize to that ride that is a glide, that it is really supports your thrive and your joy. Right? The sun. I'm like, is the sun coming up? No, the moon's going to be up in about 10, 15 minutes here in my part of the world. So how are you feeling? Kiva, how's it going? I feel yeah, there is positive change, and it's all about, like, again, we choose. Having my son home for a few days was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. And yet there were a couple moments, especially on Monday when Jupiter was switching signs, moving into Cancer. There was some terse moments, and Mama Bear had to stand her ground, speak, speak what needed to be spoken. And we were able to turn it around and shift. And, I'm just so proud of that young man. He's been through so much. That's what I mean. We've all been through so much. We don't need others dumping on us and adding to the load that we are lessening, if you will, like the burdens that we're letting go as we transform and grow and expand more into the path of purpose for our soul. What does it mean to be human? Why are we human? Big component of that is to awaken to the fact, and yes, I will say fact, that we are eternal souls in a temporary human home. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. So I feel like that's it. I feel like I'm being called to go and spend some time doing, you know, um, honoring the pause and really sitting with the energy of this moon and seeing maybe if I can catch it rising. Oh, how did that go, Kiva? You know what? Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow night for Thursday Night Live. We're going to do it Thursday night because I'm going to go and visit a dear friend tomorrow, my biggest fan. I'm going to go and surprise him with a visit. And then, yeah, so I want to enjoy the day. And I really feel like we will connect tomorrow evening, probably around 8:44, same time, seems to work. Um, well for me. So hopefully you can join me here. Until then, I'm looking forward to hearing about this date, though, Kiva. Very excited to hear about it, and I'm glad it was a nice one. 8:44 is perfect. Double eight, abundance's floodgate is each and every one of us. So, with that being said, I would encourage you to get out there if you're here live or even on the replay, get out there and harness the energies of whatever time of day it may be, morning, noon, or night, and just enjoy. Enjoy. Bare feet to the earth, please. Bare feet to the earth, please. Until tomorrow, everyone, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you so much for showing up. Your support, your connection, your presence here really fills my cup, and it's a connection of which I am eternally grateful. Ah, thank you, thank you. Simply a reflection of you, beautiful sister. I see you, I feel you, I love you. If these messages resonated, please hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, because it seems like the majority of viewers are not subscribers to the channel, what's going on? You mean I could have been over 100 already? And yeah, so do your part. Thanks for showing up. Until tomorrow, take good care, everyone. Love you.